Hey, hello everybody. How's everyone doing? And today is a Thursday, right? It's a Thursday morning today. So, how's everyone doing? Right. So, today is in a very in a different setup. There's a new mic, so I don't know how's the mic pickup is gonna sound like, and no idea what's gonna be the volume gonna be, right? So, if it's gonna be not really that good, then just feedback a bit so that I can do a bit of adjustment on my side as well. And also forgot to bring an extra screen. Everything is cramped up on my laptop screen right now. But anyway lah, right? So no worries about that. We're still gonna do the broadcast today. Right. So yeah, I know we are gonna be concluding the 12-day officer, right? So no, it's been a very long journey. So today we're gonna go in and take a look at close day, which is the last ever day on the 12-day officer. Right. So now, as usual, good morning first. I can see Manuel is around, Peppo is around, Jocelyn, Sabrina, Red, PJ Kwok is around, Kelvin is around. So now, how's you guys doing in terms of everything, right? So in terms of Malaysia right now, latest news, since I'm in the training scene, every now and then part timing, right? The HRDC, which is our sort of like semi government body that their main job is to collect money from the all the company that has staff, and then force the company to buy training program to train their staff, right? So it's basically a good thing lah, right? So it's a forced contribution by the company, right? It's just in Malaysia, other country, I don't know whether you guys got similar stuff, right? So right now what they do is that they just make an announcement that they're gonna allow the levy money that is collected to be used to pay salary. Die lah, right? Like that, your entire training industry die one. Because why? Unfortunately, employer they would rather use money to pay salary rather than send people for training. Training is really not something that is too popular here in Malaysia, but at least for the SME company. As Halloween also just joined in, right? So that's basically the latest news of fight that is happening in Malaysia, right? So come, let's go in and take a look at the 12-day officer. Check it out, right? So yeah, no, usual. Want to get in touch with me? Telegram is the one of the best platform, right? Because I read the Telegram. As you can see, how fast I delete spam. Okay, right. So once anything come into the Telegram, I'll basically just whether one cannot respond. And recently, got people ask about how do I come up with certain numbers. Yesterday we shared the Yet Meng Yuan Sam Feng Shui Ting Yi, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then somebody asked how to come up with number calculation. I was like, no, either you're talking about life qua number, which is different calculation, or did you accidentally bump into some numerologists and they give you some numbers, or is it a I Ching numerology? Two different thing, the Western numerology and the I Ching numerology calculation is different. Okay, I tell you first, right? So please don't get confused with it, right? So now all of this basically deal with certain numbers. Okay, right. So you have to be very clear which one that you want. Then probably I can give you the information, right? So calculation method very easy to discover in the internet. I can go and discover for you. Then actual application is different. So now, or you can go for my newsletter. Newsletter is basically speaking a article sending service like a newspaper, lah, right? So you got put your email in. Then when I publish anything, it will go out. Oh, by the way, next week is gonna be the week whereby all the next month forecast is going to be published. So if you want the next month forecast to go to your email, please do subscribe to the subscribe. Right? So it's a free service, by the way, right? So I haven't done much for the paid customer yet, right? But then later, when I start publishing all the paid stuff, then there will be a lot of things coming out. All you need support community is great. I got a Facebook page, which is a fan page, by the way, right? So now you can go inside. You can chit chat with the rest of the people who are also into Chinese metaphysics, right? So how it works, right? 12-day officer, right? So 12-day officer, there's 12 separate days, as the name suggests, 12 days, which will correspond to your 12 animal sign. What a coincidence! I think this is designed specifically for the 12 animal signs, right? So each of the day they have a certain activity that is suited for the day, right? So there's no such thing as good and bad. I'll just tell you, like for example, close day tend to be a pretty bad day, right? So in date selection, close day tend to be Wait. I haven't even shrink myself down yet. Wait. Give me a bit. Shrink myself down. White strip. Bloody hell, the camera. Wait, ah. There we go. White strip disappear. Yes, it's basically the wall background. Right, the wall background. So now, I was trying to change the screen capture color to the actual wall background, but it didn't work. It blanked out everything. So right now, what I did is that I go and stick, right. Don't sound clear is because the mic need adjustment. Right? So I need to make some adjustment to the mic. Right? So it's okay. Right? So no worry, as long as you can still hear what I say. Right? So there's a lot of adjustment that need to be done lah for the mic. Yeah, it's a semi new setup that I'm doing. So yes, for new yeah, sound quality is a bit off. Okay, I can. Right, so let me just anything that I can tweak. Wait, okay, lah, never mind lah. Later on, I fix this one. Yo, right, so no need to do a bit of a tweaking. Yes, I noticed that pickup of the sound is not that good. So sound gain is actually not that strong, right? So now I will make an adjustment to the software later, so that the pickup will be much more better. Let me just again, just give me a sec. Maybe there we go. Okay, alright lah. Stop tweaking first. Hopefully it's okay. Right, so I really I can see the gain is not reaching the optimum level at this current moment, right? So, but it's okay, Let's not go all over the places over things like sound, okay? Right. So now, back to this one. Now, the 12-day officer, everything need to reach an end, and then the close day is basically the end of the adventure, right? So, I've been using the example of people traveling for the new um what you call new settlement, right? So new settlement traveling, right? So the old settlement is a bit saturated. There were too many people in the old settlement there, right? So the group of people went out and did a new settlement. So the entire adventure of uh being deciding where should they be, and then they go through the resistance of the locals, right? So resistance of the locals, and then they negotiated with the locals, right? So then what they do is that they actually setting up things, right? So need to do an actual fight with the local, right? Everything. So everything is done ready, right? So the plantation was a success, right? The plantation was a success, and then everybody, during the what we call the open day, they have already received their share of whatever they're supposed to get. So right now, close day is basically to face winter, lah. Right? So in terms of farming in China, right, everything that they do is actually to face winter, which is to survive winter. Right? So this is the time that they go into the winter solstice. So the one that you eat tong yun one, glutinous rice, right? So in actual sense, in Chinese culture, right? So I know right now that the Chinese New Year is way much more advertised. The Chinese New Year is a way much more what we call publicized, right? But in actual sense, in the olden day, uh, most important day is actually Gotong, right? Which is the winter solstice. Most important because that could be very sad to say. That could be the last day that you will ever see that particular person because winter is very harsh, right? So it's the day before everybody going to the winter. Whether you will be surviving or you'll be successful surviving. So the Chinese New Year, right? So which is the what we call spring solstice, right? So spring solstice, Chinese New Year, right? So the Chinese New Year is to check head count checking who survived. Yeah, right. So the winter solstice is to say goodbye to everybody. That could be the last time that you will say goodbye to everyone. Right? So that is more important because that you confirm who's still alive. Then after that, finish winter. Some may not survive it because not enough food, maybe not enough clothing. Maybe their place the winter is just too harsh. Right. So that particular 3 months can be killer month. Right. So then the next one, Chinese New Year comes, spring open, everybody gather again. You do your head count. We're missing little Timmy. So that's why close day is also a very important day for you to do a lot of things that has to do with closing. Yeah, right. So now for us, in a more modern term, whereby weather are not really that significant anymore. No matter whichever country you're in right now, weather is actually way less significant than whatever they can think of, because why? We have technology to go against weather. As in air conditioning. So we got air conditioning, we got heater service. Especially if you are born in country like me, which the entire year is just summer. Very sad. Entire year is just summer. It's like every day you can see everybody. Okay. So there's nothing significant. So the close day, or the need to actually do a closure become lesser. But in real life, we still do closing. Those of you who is in accounting, you do your monthly closing, right? Why do you need to do your monthly closing, right? Where are you now? Traveling? Yes, yes, yes. I'm traveling right now. Right, so I'm traveling right now. So that's why the setup is a bit messy. Right? So, huh? You travel with a setup, kinda lah, kinda. You must be crazy. No, no, kind of. I'm trying out stuff. Okay, I'm trying out stuff. So that if during time whereby I travel a lot, probably maybe if can, I will still do some broadcast. Maybe one day you will see me doing broadcast. Like the rest of the creator community, whereby I sit in a hotel. Then you see my hotel bed background. Maybe that will happen one day. Okay, right. So let me just try it out whether it work or not. Right, so now back to this one, close there, back to the accounting, right? So in accounting, you also do closing, ma. Alright, now, so why you want to do closing? Because closing is to check out, whatever that you have done. All the thing now, all the first 11 steps that you have done, it's a time for you to sit down and basically do a review, right? So a close day is a good day to do a review, right? So no, now please, do not use close day to make appointment with your boss to do your annual review. You are the boss. You can do annual review using close day to your subordinate. But if you are subordinate, don't use close day to ask for a review. Okay? And see, because why? If you are subordinate, you are looking for progress. If you are a boss, you are looking to find out whether what are the results. It's a very different process. I understand that, right? So accounting, close day is a good day for you to do your closing. Yes, so 1 month, you find the last close date. That's the day that you do your closing. Like, that would be good, right? So that's the day you start your entire process of doing your closing. Right? So that's basically what if you take a look at close day itself, right? So close day, right? So everything is done, right? Everything is done for already. All the farm is basically all you did. All the harvesting has been done already. And close day also is very very important in farming time. The land need to rest. Right? When you do farming, you are actually extracting nutrient and mineral out of the land. Right? So now this one, if you're doing farming, if you are like me, last time in school, we actually taught a little bit about farming, the farming cycle, right? So current commercial farming is actually very very detrimental to the land, right? It basically strip the land of all the necessary nutrients. So what happens when you strip the land of nutrient? The next plantation you put in crops does not have enough nutrient already. So your crops quality drop, right? So you need to let the crop. So what they do right now is that they sprinkle all the chemical fertilizer there, right? So which is gonna further harm the environment, right? So to increase the yield, so which is not good. So in the olden day, what they do is that they let the land rest. So which means that after they have harvest everything ready, you got a lot of those leaf stock that doesn't need, right? They will sprinkle all the leaf and stock back into the land for it to decompose, for it to decay, right? So it will also allow worms or whatever in it, to reinvigorate the land. Right? So the time between the close and the next restarting of the plantation is for the land to rest, is for it to regain the nutrient. Right? So that's basically what happening. Right? So there are some farming which is very smart. They do what we call they do cycle farming. Cycle farming means that they farm one plant which gonna get harvested, then whatever thing is being put there, let it decompose, reinvigorate, then they're gonna farm another part of the farm. So they're not gonna farm the entire farm the same crops like what we do right now. So they basically got four different crops going in circle, right? So that causes that, right? So uh, better get a wireless mic next time. Last time try already a wireless mic, not really that, not really that cool, right? So also can no maybe I actually got wireless mic. I shall do it later. Okay, right. So come, right. So now let's go into this, right. So this is the time whereby is required or is allowed resting, right. So this part of the resting is basically for you to again allow the system to go through a rest and reset. So that's basically what the close did, right. Allow the system to go for rest and reset. So if you are in a very strenuous situation, you need to initiate a shutdown, rebooting, right? So it's like your computer jam already, right? After using your computer for some time, the computer go into jam mode, the computer jam already. Then what you do is that you do a reset. Right? So close day is a good day for you to do a reset. So whereby you block everything from coming into you, right? So it's a day whereby you do your grounding, right? So you do your grounding, ground yourself, you block stuff from coming into you, so that it allowed you to reset or no, or AKA catch a breath. So close day is very important. Right? So now close day is good for holiday as well. What you call retreat, right? So, if you are organizing a retreat, if you are starting a retreat, then close day is good, right? So those, rejuvenation type, not going for holiday. Please, don't use close day to go for holiday. You go close day, go for holiday. You go to the place, everything is closed. For some weird reason, you go there. The place that you're trying to go is basically, maybe on maintenance one. It will be, please do not use close day to go on holiday, right? So, but close day is very good for going for your, your rejuvenation treatment, right? So rejuvenation treatment, right? So facial probably can, but if you are going for any of those enhancement operation, those inject one, please don't use close day, right? So those are not good, right? So facial rejuvenation, your foot massage probably can, foot massage. Sure. Anything that has to do with the overall arching encompassing of basically shutting things down and resting. Right. So now, why do you rest? You rest because there's a longer journey that needs to happen. Then you can basically go for a rest, lor. Right. So no, those are no, those are what we call overall thinking that you can have when you are dealing with closed day, right? So the why closed day is often said is a bad day, because a lot of time when you do date selection again, right? When you do date selection, the idea is to get progression, right? So the idea is to get progression. So the closed day basically put a hard stop on progression, but you forget that there are certain time whereby you need to put a hard stop on things because you cannot handle. So this one, if you want to put it in a more dramatic manner, right? So you guys have seen Matrix. This is bullet time, right? So this is bullet time, whereby everything frozen. The last scene where Neo is fighting the agent, all the bullet coming, right? Then he raised his hand, all the bullets stop. One close day lah is basically, right. So that's the day whereby everything basically gets stopped. So when what happened when every day everything gets stopped? You have time to think, right? You have time to think, you have time to strategize, right? You basically need time, then you can initiate something on a close day, right? It froze everything. And now when it froze everything doesn't mean that everything is not moving. Just tell you first. It gives you the general protection that you can take a little bit of time, then only you jump back in to handle the situation. So it's like a time freeze. The uh Quicksilver, right? So in Marvel X-Men, right? So you see the Quicksilver, is able to run around. Everything seems to be frozen, right? So if you've seen Flash also, is then everything seems to be frozen. At that point in time, you can get a breather for yourself. So that's the important part. Close day it allow you to slow down, take a look at it. So that's why it's like account closing. Account closing is basically a moment in time whereby you technically froze all the transaction. Does it mean that transaction is not moving? No, you capture a window at that point in time. So you tell me that at this point in time, which is the closing of the month, this is your financial status. What is your what you call your balance sheet, right? So how's your asset? How's your liability? What is your profit and loss? What is your revenue versus what is your expenses, and how's your cash flow? Right? So that's basically what the account prepare, so that you know the state of your business at that point in time. Does it mean that all the transaction is not moving? No, right? But you need a state to basically make a measurement and tell yourself that, okay, compared to last month versus this month, same state, same time frame. This is my progress, and then you're going to take a look. Okay, so last month I did this month I did this. So doing this basically help you to go out. So all this thinking require a moment in time to do. Close day is the day for you to sit down, meditation, meditation, do review, rest, all those kind of things. It's the time for you to question your life. I am so bad. So it's time for you to basically question your life. It's time for you to, ask some tough questions for yourself. Right? So, yeah, have you been doing good? Have you been a good father? Have you been a good mother? Have you been a good boyfriend? Have you been a good husband? Have you been a good, all these sort of, life-changing questions, right? So it's time for you to decide, whether, you should pivot left, pivot right, all those kind of uh, questioning question. Right? But anyway, and also again, the entire thing doesn't sound like progress. So that's why a lot of time they label this as a not so auspicious energy, right? So because progression is not there, but you need to really remember that there are going to be time whereby you need to froze the progression, right? So it's time for you to same thing. You go to gym also. Between set, it's gonna be a time whereby everything is fallen down. La la la. Right? So you can see there's a big mess in my place right now. All right, so come, let's take a look at what are the things, right? So reach the end of the road, nowhere to go. So basically the end, I know you finish your planting already. Read some book that 12-day officer also used together with achievement day chart. Everything can use together with whichever you want, but I can just tell you, please you stack too many systems together, aka then you get no day to use. Please don't. There's just too many system around, right? So which means that what John says is that some people is like this, right? So Chiman said that today is a good day for you to perform certain things, but the 12-day officer said it is not really a good day to do anything. And at the same time, that particular day, even if it's good, you will say that oh, this particular day is clashing with my party chart. So how? Now I always say please choose one system. The more thing you put here, right? So like for example, for your typical date selection, for your typical date selection, not only you got 12-day officer, you got the Sensha. Yes, right. So Sensha, in date selection, Sensha is actually the primary date selection criteria, not 12-day officer. Sensha is the primary criteria. So which means you want to choose the day, you choose the day whereby the Sensha energy is correct. Then among all the Sensha energy correct date, you try to choose the 12-day officer which is in line with it. Then you got your Donggong auspicious, inauspicious date. Then you got your yellow path, right? So yellow path is basically the sun, right? So the sun is basically the sun goes around the earth go around the sun. That is called the yellow path, Wong Do, right? So if you see in Cantonese, it's Wong Do Gat Yat, right? Wong Do Gat Yat, right? So no Wong Do Gat Yat, right? So that system basically is choosing the day whereby the sun is the most prominent for your timing. It's simple. Then you got your Hakto, right? So you got Hakto. Hakto is the moon going around, right? So generally they sometimes call it the black rabbit, right? So the moon going around the thing, right? So yeah, another system. Then you got the 24 constellation. Confusing enough already, no? Right. So if you're going to align everything as in auspicious, 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 no day you can use already. There's no day that you can use. Okay, please don't ever do that. So that's why I say that it has to be. I understand what my activity required, what energy do my activity required. I choose the day whereby the energy support this, right? So 12-day officer happen to be one of the more easier one to identify, right? Easier one to identify, right? So Yeah. Right? So like for example, if you're using Dongkong, Dongkong, the system is basically what Dongkong said. There's a guy really named Dongkong, right? The fella, did some observation. I can tell you Dongkong don't like ox day, right? The fella label all the ox day as then you ask them why. Dongkong did really. The book did not really specify why. All right. So no, then you also know like things like what we call your what we call the Yanggong disaster day. There is also a date selection system. That is the Yanggong date selection system. So Yanggong date selection system, there is a list of day that Yanggong say is no good because when Yanggong use those kind of day to do stuff that time, got people die, student die. Yanggong say this day are no good. So then again, ask why that day no good. Yanggong never explain. Just tell you Yanggong disaster day, please don't do, or that one is called teacher killing day. All right, right. So there is just so many things that for you to consider. If you go and consider everything, then cannot cook. Right? So this is really like if you are taking meditation or you are cooking. Every single ingredient got their good part and then got their bad part, right? So if you every single ingredient also you need to be safe. No need to eat anything. Medication also is the same, right? So when you find that I want to find a medication that got completely no uh after effect one, then don't need to need anything lah. Even water also got after effect. Said that water dangerous one man. I ask you to drink 5 kg of water at one go and see. Say you got problem or not? Right? So you said water no problem, right? So I'll ask you one sitting you drink 5 kg of water. See if you got problem or not. Okay, right? So yeah, even water also got problem. Cool. Right. So even for some people, fresh air also got problem one. Yeah, you go and bring somebody who is smoke a lot of cigarette one, right? You drag him to some place, whereby the air is super fresh one, right? You actually burn the fella's lung. Yeah, the fella actually suffer from fresh air. Right? So it's like that, right? So it's like that. So anything also, basically has their negative side. So that's why, please don't throw too many things inside your date selection system. You probably, if you want, you work with few different criteria. Like for example, definitely I would not ask people to use destruction day to do most of the stuff. So destruction day is the uh month and also the day whereby it's clash, right? So like this particular month is the this particular month is monkey month, right? So definitely I would not ask people to do anything on tiger day because why clashing element energy usually very unstable, right? So whatever you want to do is become very unstable, right? So it become very unstable unless you really want to destabilize the entire system. Then it's a different thing, right? I won't use that one. I will also not ask anybody to use any energy whereby it is clashing to your year of birth. So again, clashing year of birth is again is destruction. Is your energy is unstable. When the day energy is clashing to your animal sign, that particular day your energy not stable. So if you go and do anything important, then usually got problem. Right? So like this sort of basic criteria, right? So you can list down the basic criteria on your own when you are doing this selection. Doesn't need to be same, does not need to be same. And then after this is like okay, the preference is let's say that I will prefer to use either open day or success day. That one is up to you already. That one is up to you already. Right? So depending what you do, then maybe if because I do a lot is feng shui type of day selection. It's feng shui centric day selection. Right. So then flying star on the sector that I'm activating is important. So right. So then that one would be a criteria to it, right? So then after that is whether there is possible combine. So if between 2 day, between 2 day the energy signature is the same. I'm activating star number 9. But one of these day has the 3 harmony combined to your passer chart. Then this day is superior than the other day where there's no 3 harmony combined. All these criteria, you can write it down on your own. There's no right or no wrong, but just telling you, if you put too many there. So then you said that the constellation must be an auspicious constellation. Then it become harder, lah, right? So especially like some of you, since you're talking about achievement, right? achievement like to do this 3 victory day. Leh. Yeah, hello, 3 victory day not that easy to align one. Right? So if you say that, oh, today is 3 victory day, I'm gonna activate my 5 yellow sector. Because I got 3 victory day there, I should be able to win the 5 yellow sector. Please do not ever go and do this sort of stuff, get yourself into like massive amount of trouble. Okay, right? So understand that, okay, right? So please don't go and know. But my Chiman Sifu share 3 victory day very powerful one. Don't. Okay, don't. Please. Okay, don't. Right, so you need to form some form of layer criteria, but just don't put too many criteria inside. Right? If you put too many criteria, then every day no need to get married. Right? So just tell your date selection 80% of the day not good. 80 over percent. Right? 80% of the day are crappy. Right? So if you do that, all day no need to do. Okay, please. Okay, right. So like for example, even more tougher one is to choose a marriage selection date, because marriage selection date you got too many parties. Got your groom, you got your bride, right? So that day, cannot clash groom, cannot clash bride, cannot clash bride. Also cannot clash the day, right? So like for example, in the groom, you definitely do not want to do it in a Rockwell day. In the bride, you don't want to do it in a herding officer day, right? So if cannot clash, there's 2 day that you cannot use. Cannot be Rockwell day, cannot be herding officer day. There's another 2 more day that you cannot use. So 4 day gone already. 4 animal sign basically get banned, right? So then you edit the stem also, you don't want any Rockwell, you don't want any that. Then you want to find day that basically combine either one of them. And you see that everything become tougher. All the date you put in together, it become tougher, 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 tougher and tougher to find. Right? So in the few day, there's only a few day. Then more importantly is that that day, right? Your restaurant or your registrar need to be free. How you gonna jackpot this kind of day? Cannot, right? It cannot. Right? So you need to be that day. You want to go for ROM, right? The ROM allow you to register at that particular day or not first. You talk rubbish, are you? Right? So you better go to the ROM and ask them, which are the slot that's available. Then you come back with all the slots. So within that slot, I choose the date which is closer to it. Then that's easier for you, right? Don't try to say that any date is okay, one. Restaurant got no place, Yeah. Yep. So that's why I said that your marriage date usually is your what we call your ROM. Probably you use that. That is actually more important than your traditional gifty. Right? So yeah, your traditional the day that you present the tea. Your dinner is actually not important. I'll just tell you first. Your marriage, your dinner, right, is actually not an important. Okay, right. So the important day is the day that the family accepted you into the family, which is the day that right? So the tea, right? So it's like yeah, a lot of stuff, right? So I also don't really like to do marriage related, but I got a lot of Thai come J friend. Yeah, Thai come J friend, they are the one that go to marriage and talk all the sweet words. MC leh. So the MC, right? So I got a lot of MC, right? So they do a lot of wedding. Right? So sometimes I help them out, choose date for them, right? So they say, so many things. Yes, so many things, right? So it's not really that easy. Right? So I usually try to avoid all this, and also you need to select in advance. If you don't know how to produce a workable tongshu in advance, right? So which means that you're gonna be waiting for somebody else to start selling the tongshu, right? So like tongshu usually start selling during October, right? October onward only. So which means that you cannot be doing any date selection for the future if you don't know how to produce your own plan, which is again another huge art to do to produce calendar for yourself, right? So I got calendar until 2030 something. Yeah, I can do that, right? So but again, it is not a very pleasant things to do, right? So again, I know stuff like that. So for you to know how it is, right? So very suitable close there for self reflection. Simple enough for you, for self reflection, for you to take stock of your situation, for you to close down and take a look at the things that you are doing, right? So repent yourself, Right? So all these sort of activity are basically activity that is okay. So that's why I said that if you're going for a retreat, right? So if you are organizing a retreat, then the first day is close day is good. Right? So or the close day is the last day of whatever activity that you are doing. You have managed to um, go into it, right? So then it's good, loh. Right? So it's basically good, right? So close day is a great day to do that, right? So for most of everything else, close day doesn't seem to be right. So any activity of significance. So again, now if your intention is to solicit progression to the next level, close day is a bad. If you are just trying to taper off the energy so that you got a bit of a window to take a look at what is happening around before deciding the next cycle, those days, right? So you have to know your activity, then only the day makes sense, right? Don't try to pick a day and say that my activity will be every. No, right? So that's not how the system basically works, right? So you need the day to basically can guys, right? So this is basically your 12-day officer. So the entire 12-day officer done, all finished, yeah. Right, so all done 12-day officer, no more 12-day officer already. Right, so no, after this, let me see what other date selection thingy which is easier one. We'll try to do that, right? So let me see which system is much more easier to do, right? So we'll try to do it, right? So because this is a bit of a public channel cannot go too deep. Right? So go too deep, you guys go a bit wonker a bit. Right? So we do this in the more general manner, right? So close day suitable for start the group retreat, like woman cycle. Yes, yes, yes. You better make sure it's a retreat first, You better make sure it's a retreat, right? So again, right? So it depends on. So if let's say that you are starting uh right now we have a lot of session which is next year energy planning circle. That is not a retreat. Retreat is basically for you to rest, rejuvenate, come here, hug a bit, those kind of stuff. Those are called retreat. Retreat has a lot to do with resting, rejuvenation, right? It's not for progression purpose, right? So you start the entire day, with the close day, then as the day progress, maybe the last day only you talk about progression going forward. So your session is for resting, healing related. Close day, pretty okay. So again, it's the day for you to steady the energy and take stock of what is happening around you. That is good for close day. So that's good for close. So that's why work review from boss to subordinate close day is good. From subordinate to boss is no good. Because from subordinate, well, usually the discussion is how's my salary gonna be. Boss to subordinate, they usually don't talk about how's the salary gonna be. They're gonna talk about hey, last year you guys are doing that. How about we plan that this year we include this sort of training, right? So this sort of training in to progress you because last year I see that in this particular area you are struggling a little bit. By the way, this is how the process should be, right? So in the company is that you have done certain amount of work, so I've observed the work that you have done. I found that these two areas seems to be a bit of a drag for you. Maybe we should this year arrange a training, using our HRDC fund, right? To sign up for certain training that has to do with this sort of skill set and send you for the training, so that you'll be able to acquire this skill set and then come and apply it this year and we see, how's the progress this year. That is how a train should be. That particular part is basically called training need analysis. But unfortunately, supervisor usually don't know how to do this sort of stuff. That okay? Right. So yeah, I know that's the part of it, lah. Right. So that's the part of it. What about if you're having a chat with your child? Maybe not. Right. So the day that the school give out report card, right? Right. So school got give out report card, right? The progress report. Parent come and claim progress report. Close day is a perfect day for you to do that. If happen that you are the school administrator, you're supposed to select a day to give out the report card. Choose the close day to give out the report card. That is the most stable. The parent all don't come in like crazy. Why is my son result is like this? Now you won't get this sort of problem. Right, close day coming, everybody somber. Oh, so this is what my son has achieved. Good day, basically good day to do this sort of stuff. And so it's the day whereby you don't want overwhelming reaction and stuff like that. Yeah, can. All right, so no, that's basically right. So today lesson, I need to adjust this new mic, not cheap one some more. Okay, right. Yeah, that's it. No, see you guys again.